Oh, sorry.
I know.
It's that kind of show already. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night, and you know what that means.
Woo!
It's time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry alongside Jeff Meacham, and it's going to be a quicker show today.
Yes.
Mainly because in about 40 minutes or so, I'm going to be hopping on a call to celebrate my dad's birthday. So there's
Woo-hoo, all right.
So that's why I'm leaving early.
There you go. I'm leaving early because I'm trying not to talk so damn much in this post-COVID hacking hell I'm going through. So, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. As always, you can donate to the show. We don't have a donation goal this month. We did the thing for Jessie last week, which was awesome.
Yes.
Raised a little bit of money to help with her medical bills. So
yeah.
Thank you all for that. No donation goal this month, just because, I mean, we're already almost halfway through July.
Yeah.
And really, we want to know, what do you want to see? Let's set something for August.
There you go.
What do you want to see happen?
Yes.
And I'm not saying we're going to do all of them or do any of them, but like, we want suggestions for things that you want to see both of us do, really, because we've offered things up there. We offered the Spintacular, which I was really excited about.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. We did the egg thing. We talked about doing the eating the nasty food thing. That didn't happen because I set the goal way too damn high. But we want suggestions from all you people out there, and whether you people is followers of the Up Up Down Down channel, or whether you people is anybody watching the Greg Cherry Show here tonight, we want suggestions. What do you want to see us do? I should make a banner for that and just put it.
That's right. We've always said, as long as the suggestions or whatever are legal and within reason, we will definitely entertain them at the very, very least.
So this is your time. Suggest a donation goal reward.
That's right.
We are open to ideas.
We're open to suggestions. That's what you're saying, Greg?
Yeah, we're open to suggestions.
You can't hypnotize us on the air because that's not allowed. Because then we could get into some real trouble.
Oh yeah, we absolutely could. That's not going to happen.
No.
But while you guys are thinking of ideas for donation goals,
Yes.
Let's go over what's on today's show. We're going to talk about this because we kind of have to.
Yeah. It's one of those, both of our main teams. Well, I don't know if the Steelers are your main team at this point, but both of our sports teams that. Okay. Both our major sports teams have had a major arena or stadium name change in the last year. That makes your head just go, holy God. So I feel like
things that make you go, huh?
Yeah, things that make you go, facepalm of the week, bringing it back.
We're going to talk about some weird laws in Montana. And,
there you go.
And, you know, the Q&A, like we always do.
Yes, we do. First of all, how the hell do you say this damn new corporate name?
I'm not too Acrisure.
Okay, Acrisure. I saw it. I'm like, it looks like it should be said Acrisure, but hell, I didn't even want to try to guess till I knew.
See,
Raise your hand for Acrisure.
The first time I looked at this, I thought it was the name of the science thing in the Portal video games.
Right?
I thought it was Aperture Science. I was like, I mean, that's kind of cool. But then I saw what it actually was. It's like, why are we being sponsored by an insurance company in Michigan?
Yeah, that's the weirdest part.
Like, I understand if it was like, you know, Edgar Snyder Stadium or something, like that's a Pittsburgh-based law firm. That
Right.
makes sense to me. Naming it after something that's not even in your state.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is even more baffling for me than the Staples Center becoming the Crypto.com arena. Because you and I both talked about the idea of cryptocurrency lasting the 20-year lease that we actually have on the building. It's just like a Michigan, which you know just makes you and I just even happier. A Michigan-based insurance company with the naming rights on the Pittsburgh Stadium.
For the next 15 years.
For the next 15 years at that. And you know an insurance company is not going to have the the problematic shelf life of like cryptocurrency or things like that. You guys are in this one for the long haul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bullshit.
I mean, they outbid Heinz like significantly.
Which I never even heard of this company until this announcement.
I didn't either.
Had no idea what they were. Heinz, I've heard of a little bit. So,
well, I would hope so. I mean, Heinz is a major condiment corporation.
I'm saying a little bit very facetiously. It is the world we live in, Mr. Cherry. Everything has a corporate name or a naming rights label on the arenas, stadiums, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from having Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena on the site near the Coliseum, where WrestleMania 7 was, WrestleMania 2 was there, to that being leveled, and now Bank of California Stadium hosts that other soccer team that plays here in LA. So it is the times that we live in.
I mean, like, I'm no stranger to arenas being renamed around here. I mean, the Civic Arena became the Mellon Arena, and then it became the Civic Arena because they lost the naming rights right before it got torn down.
Right. But you guys always call that the Igloo anyway, so really, it really wasn't
it was one of those things. For
you guys to have the Mellon and the Mellon. Mellon. You can have Mellon on a cold day. It's not like it's the worst. It's the worst thing to have to try to pronounce, but yeah, it's.
And it also went from the Console Energy Center to the PPG Paints Arena. So, and that's just very recent for the new home to the Penguins. It's
yes. Yeah, it was for some reason I had myself convinced that New Jersey was the Console, but I forgot that's the Prudential Center.
Yeah.
And even still, nobody calls Prudential Center. They call it the Rock, or they call it whatever they call it out there now. I still have yet to say Crypto.com Arena out here on a regular basis.
Yeah.
We had I don't know if it was Carlin or one of our other personalities on the air with the Kings threw it out there. Just call it the Crypt. I went, you know what? Perfect.
Yeah.
Because at the time the name change went down, winning streaks in the NHL were coming to die at the Staples Center because the Kings were whooping that ass. So call it the Crypt. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays, once again we went into golf season early here. Not as early as we have been, but and certainly not as bad as the Angels are going to be the way they're playing out at the Big A. Which that was the biggest one for us, was having the stadium in Anaheim be Edison International Field, because we had a few people try to call it the Big A, and my mom almost smacked me in the face. I am not calling the Big A the Big A. You shut your mouth. Okay, sorry. It's like very few of them have remained unscathed across sports. Dodger Stadium will always be Dodger Stadium.
Yankee Stadium will always be Yankee Stadium.
Yep. Soldier Field, I don't think will ever be changed. Lambeau Field, same thing. Those are. But again, when you think about the major iconic sports facilities, you think of those cities. Chicago. I got the reference there. Thank you. Chicago, New York, L.A. Those have remained relatively untouched. The Coliseum out here, it's gone through the Memorial Coliseum, or people just call it the LA Coliseum or whatever. It's very rarely gone, away from that unless there was a special event going on.
Yeah.
But even the new stadium is SoFi Stadium. It's a major corporate branding there, and there's SoFi signs everywhere.
I believe it. I mean, going to PNC Park, which has always been PNC Park because the old Three Rivers Stadium got torn down over 20 years ago, which is hard to believe. I was actually on the river when that got imploded. So that was
really
cool.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy.
It was a sight to behold.
I believe it.
But it's still so weird to see something that's already established have a name change.
Yeah, I mean this one. I mean, God, Heinz Field was in a major, and I mean major blockbuster movie.
Yeah,
with very little window dressing put on it for that for that movie. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the Gotham team's colors were black and gold anyway.
They were.
So it's just like, it's still just, yeah, it's very bizarre.
I mean, you figure how many Steelers were actually part of that Gotham City team.
I was going to say, the one image is, and again, the name's escaping my post-COVID fog right now, but him outrunning an explosion.
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward. There you go. Say Hines again. Spelled differently, obviously. I'm tired, not stupid, y'all. But yeah, him outrunning the little bombs. It's just like, here we are in Gotham City live at Acrisure. Like, what the hell is that? And granted, they didn't call it Heinz Field in the movie, but
right,
you know what it is when you see that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's just gonna be so weird. It's like a completely new era for the Steelers because Roethlisberger's gone.
Yep.
The name of the stadium changes. It's just a lot for us to take in a 1 year period.
Yeah, it was. People that are fans of both areas. Were trying to tell me it's very, very much akin to when Gretzky finally left, and then it's like, no, we had a 2-year mourning period without Gretzky before we moved downtown. We were in Inglewood till '99. Gretzky left in '96. So we had 2 full seasons to get used to the post Gretzky Kings, and we still sucked. So
yeah, it's something I'm not looking forward to. I hope the defense can hold it down.
I do too for you guys, man.
I hope that whether it's Pickett starting, whether it's Trubisky starting, I heavily doubt at this point it's going to be Rudolph starting.
Yeah.
But who won't be starting in the AFC North is Baker Mayfield because he's a Carolina Panther now.
Right. And how about Carolina, man? They were so bummed about Cam leaving. And then he goes back.
And then he sucked.
And these tanks just completely.
He had his first game back. He was really good.
Yeah.
And then it just completely went downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And God, it's so funny to see Carolina, watching the progression in the summer because I'm still on my WCW binge. I'm in the post summer of '98 part of the WCW stuff. So I just saw Kevin Green, who was getting ready to go back to Carolina after having a year-long dance up in San Francisco, going back to Carolina, teaming with old Billy Boy during that whole program with the NWO. So it was just, it's again, my brain plays tricks on me when I'm talking about football and wrestling.
Rest in peace, Kevin Green.
Yeah, that was one of the weirder ones. The passings during the initial phase of this pandemic. It's like, Kevin Green, what the shit? What was wrong with the yeah? And the picture they released this week of Mongo McMichael. Golly,
oh man, that was so heartbreaking.
Aaron himself refused to post the picture.
I mean,
how bad it is. It's
it's one of those things that really only his close family and friends will post it, but nobody cares on Twitter. It's like they just want to be the people to break the news to other people. But it's so sad that ALS is just completely
it was one of those things, Greg. Do you remember that picture during the immediate aftermath of Heath Ledger's passing, and they had the picture of Heath sitting in a chair as the Joker and Jack Nicholson behind him sitting there kind of as a proud Papa Joker? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought that was. When you first look at it, it looks like young Mongo is behind that guy that is actually supposed to be McMichael. It's his son, obviously, but it's like he looks so much like Steve. I had to take another glance. What the hell? It is devastating to see that. And when you think about the end of this month, they're getting as many horsemen as I've ever remembered being in one place at the same time together out at Asheville for StarCast. The fact that there's no way he's going to be able to be there, he's just not going. But
he can't. I mean, there's absolutely no condition that he could be in that he really should be in public. I mean, it's I'm sure, like, if he were physically able, he'd love to be there because he was a big part of the Horsemen in the late '90s.
He was. It's one of those. They're getting the Hall of Fame inductees group together. Luger's going to be on stage with them as part of that actual stage show.
Well,
Jarrett's supposed to be there, not as part of that Horseman panel, but with all the freaking, haha they make on his podcast, he'll find a way up there. There was talk they were going to bring Paul Roma in, and people were like, what?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It's funny.
Throw sitting there too,
Well, it's funny. Jarrett actually I forget what the appearance was, but he went out to some convention, and Paul Roma was at the same convention, and they threw up a picture on social media with both the people. I guess it's like, if any two things just didn't belong here.
Yeah.
But
I remember Roma more for Pretty Wonderful than I do for the Horsemen. If that's saying anything.
Well, what's so funny? I mean, it's not really funny when you break down the what I'm going to say here. JJ and I were going to do the big Horseman, list in November, kind of like around, Starrcade time or whatever. But with everything going on in Nashville, we figured we'd go ahead and do it, at the end of the month here, leading up to that weekend of SummerSlam and StarCast and the whole, Flair's last match thing. And it's just one of those, we're doing our list, and it's like, God, we've made the joke on here a couple times, I think on this show too. Like, you're a bad Horseman group when your group ranks below the Paul Roma group and below the group that contains a horseman that literally tried to murder another horseman. If you're below that group of horsemen, you need to reevaluate your status in the annals of history. So
it just makes me think, anytime I think of that, Bischoff's comment to Sid on Nitro 2000, like, what's the matter? You forgot your scissors or something to that effect.
And
man, find your scissors.
Shivani's at the table going, you hear him go, like, he's like, shh, nope. And of course, Madden, everybody's favorite Pittsburgh announcer, Madden, like, you grab on it. It's like, God damn, Mark, dude, don't even touch this one. Come on. There's some things you just don't, But good,
Madden would be number 2 of my favorite announcers if there were, of my favorite Pittsburgh announcers in WCW, if there were no others, if that's saying anything.
Right,
I would rather choose nobody from Pittsburgh than listen to Mark Madden.
Mark Madden is such a freaking lightning rod that they tried to do a podcast with him and Ric Flair, and people were just so what the hell that Flair almost right away was like, yeah, I'm going back to Conrad.
Yeah.
And Madden, of course, doing Mark Madden things, bitched. It's like, dude, why don't you just go call Vince Russo and get back together with him and join his little, network of crazy along with Conan and Disco and all of them. Y'all seem to have the same mindset, except you're also damn egotistical. You can't get along with each other even. So anyway, but yeah, back to real where we were. Yeah, I can't. It's weird to think about. Granted, I've only been to Pittsburgh, area once, and I didn't even get to go out to Pittsburgh proper, just out to Erie and then the airport area. But it was definitely interesting to read that report. I'm definitely curious how the fan base is going to react the first time they walk in there and see all that new signage and stuff happen.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be weird. I mean,
they're working on that out here for us now. Like they were starting to do it after because they announced a name change like in the middle of last season for the Staples Center. And I went to a game in December because my friend came in from Dallas because we were playing the Stars that night, and there was no signage, like no Staples, no. It was just a bunch of like vague signs, and it was like, and the outside, all the signs were down, and they hadn't got the new stuff up yet because we didn't have the Christmas break yet. So it was very surreal. I hope the summer gives the people the field enough time to actually make the change, because walking in there without anything was probably even weirder for me than walking in the first time I saw the new stuff up.
I mean, they don't have that much time.
No.
Like, you figure they have those giant ass ketchup bottles in hand, like I still calling it Heinz Field.
Yeah.
I'm not used to the name yet, and I don't know if I will be. And the problem is, like, there was so much cross promotion, like on the radio broadcast too. Like, anytime they got in the red zone, they called it the Heinz Red Zone, and like just advertise Heinz some more. Is like, check out your local Giant Eagle for some fresh Heinz products and stuff like that. It's like, where can you get the crossover for a Michigan-based freaking insurance company? You can't get that. Like, I feel like, sure, you won the naming rights, but you have like no advertising ability whatsoever whenever the radio broadcasts are happening in Pittsburgh. There's nothing here.
Yeah, I'm definitely, this is definitely a head scratcher of why they would want. I mean, obviously you want your name out there, for global and marketing visibility, but you're half a country away.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
See, I was pushing, no surprise, I was pushing for Sheets Stadium.
Well, of course.
Yeah, can you imagine how happy I would have been with that branding choice?
We would have had to pry you out of there after every game to make sure you didn't like overdose on sheets.
Because they would have to have like the MTO stuff in the stadium. So, oh man, like I would have gone to every Steelers game. Hell, I would have gone to some Pitt games even if Notre Dame didn't play. Like I would be there.
I was gonna say it's all about, for me at least. It should be about garnering that casual fan interest.
Yeah.
And if anything's going to sponsor or be a naming rights thing for a major market sports stadium or arena, you got to have some stuff that's going to draw the fans in. And I don't see a insurance company based outside of the state, unless they have a hell of a marketing team.
I mean, good luck.
Yeah. I mean,
because you're just going to have diehards there at this point, because nobody's going to be like, the hell is this insurance company thing?
Yeah. Really? And again, luckily for the Steelers, they do have a pretty solid diehard fan base.
That's very true.
Because, the one team that I actively watch on the regular that I can think of that really hasn't had a major fall off with a move to a new place and the stadium not being directly after them is AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys. Then again, AT&T is a known brand. They've been around for effing ever. Yeah. So, and it's, I still call it Cowboy Stadium, even though, it's not actually called that because, George Strait had his greatest concert there. The Cowboy rides away in Cowboy Stadium. So,
yeah.
It's just one of those, whatever nickname you guys had for it besides Heinz Field, just run with that.
I don't know if there was another name before Heinz Field. Like, I saw some people online suggest Ben Roethlisberger Stadium or Rooney Stadium or something to that effect.
Right.
Big G says Turkey Hill Stadium. Turkey Hill is they make ice cream, like they're a local ice cream brand.
Hell, even that would have made
more sense.
This shit. So yeah.
Like, just choose any Pittsburgh-based company or like Pennsylvania-based company, like Western Pennsylvania. Because if you name it Wawa Stadium, I might have to change my favorite team because Sheets is better than Wawa. And I will fight people for that.
As you should. As you should.
Anyway, let's get to. We don't have any wheel spins, so let's get to the weird laws.
Yes.
Like I said, we're trying for a short show today.
I'm looking forward to this because Montana, as I said when we talked about Montana, is where my parents honeymooned. So we'll see if they need to be retroactively jailed.
Yeah. In Montana, this one is just confusing as all get out. Prostitution is considered a crime against the family.
One would hope so. The best part about this segment is the verbiage in the legislature. It's It's a crime against the family for have prostitution. Well, one would think not only a crime against family, but just a very violation of the idea of family.
Yeah.
Wow. That's tremendous.
It is illegal to have a sheep in the cab of your truck without a chaperone. That one makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still weird, but it makes sense at least. You don't want to abandon your sheep in your truck.
No, I guess it's the same kind of thing as leaving the dog in the car without a chaperone, and it's kind of
more sentences I thought I would never utter.
No, sheep, not cows.
I got it.
It's gonna be one of those segments. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
It is a felony for a wife to open her husband's mail.
I don't know if I like that or not, honestly.
Yeah, do you know how much trouble we'd be in?
It's
because Jen handles most of the mail anyway. So.
And it's one of those. Most states have that. Once you're married, everybody's got half. So she knows just as much as he does.
Yeah. It is a misdemeanor to show movies that depict acts of felonious crime.
That's abysmally stupid. There.
Yeah, it's like. Okay, you witness like any crime drama, and it's a misdemeanor because you watched something happen that wasn't real.
Yeah, it's like, all right, so let's just go ahead and tell Oliver Stone and Coppola that you just keep your movies out of our shit. Just get out of here.
Montana, you're weird.
Yeah.
I'm saving that one for the end because it's terrible.
Oh man. Okay.
It is illegal for a man and a woman to have sex in any other position other than missionary style. Pissed off.
I can't even. Having said what I said about my parents being there, like now I have questions.
Do you want those answers really?
No, I have no desire, but my brain does what it does. Damn it to hell.
Where are we here? In Billings, Montana.
Oh boy.
It is illegal to use speed dial in the city phone system.
Does that still exist?
I have no idea. This might be a dated list.
Do people still have that phone in their house they can pick up and push the one button and then dial somebody out of it? That's if you got. Well, I mean, it is Montana, so
In Excelsior Springs, Montana.
Okay.
Hard objects may not be thrown by hand.
You go to the irony of some place called Excelsior Springs not be able to have Thor's hammer be involved.
So, what is considered a hard object? Can you throw a football? You probably can't throw a baseball, which explains why.
No. You can throw a football as long as Tom Brady and the Patriots are throwing it. Then it's okay because it's not hard.
Okay. Yeah.
Never forgiven for that, you jackasses. None of you.
Well, also in Excelsior Springs, this will throw this out. Balls may not be thrown within the city limits.
Well,
all sports are going out of Excelsior
That's
Springs.
right. That's right.
Pieces of crap.
That's why there's no major sports teams in the state of Montana.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, it's one of the few states in the union that doesn't have one.
And probably for good reason.
Yeah.
Also in Montana, the game of Fulf may not be played at night.
Fulf?
I think it's frisbee golf.
Oh, I didn't realize there was an abbreviation of that phrase. Interesting. Well,
that's my guess at least.
I'd be okay with no frisbee golf at night because visibility is a mucker feather. You take
can't really see
guys. Yeah.
Sounds more inconvenient than anything else.
Yeah, it's one of those, playing golf at night's hard enough.
In Salisbury, Montana, pop bottles are not to be thrown on the ground. Well, that's called littering.
Yeah.
Also, props to you for saying pop. I appreciate it.
Yes. Major props for the proper use in that particular area. Good on you guys.
It is in Whitehall, Montana. it is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels. Why would you put them on your wheels?
Yeah, I mean, I understand snow tires are chains to get through, but ice picks is a little random.
Yeah,
that's weird.
And finally,
oh god,
and we'll be thrown off YouTube for this one.
Oh god,
in Montana, 7 or more Indians are considered a raiding or war party, and it is legal to shoot them.
Oh Jesus! All right, good night, everybody. This has been the Greg's Box Office Zone show. That's how bad that one is. Wow. Yeah, definitely a dated list. Definitely a dated list.
That's Foofa. All right, we're going to hit the Q&A real quick. Again, feel free to donate to the show and also give us your ideas for what you want us to do. We might even start it next week and run it through the end of August if we get something good.
Yeah, why not? I'm going to need money after Sunday because Disneyland's going to drain the bank account again.
Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas of what you want to do, I think the worse it is, the higher we're going to set the limit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like if it's something like shave my head or something, that one's going to be a $500.
Yeah, at least. Well, for him anyway. For me, I'll do it for a 20 because I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you don't got much left.
I don't. Well, yeah, I only have it right now because I have to go get myself a haircut or go get a haircut because I've been locked up.
Yeah, took what you had left, both of them.
You know what? Piss off.
That was a Bobby Heenan line.
I don't give a shit. That's even worse. You used the brand against me. That's even worse.
Daniel is asking thoughts on the Cora Jade turning heel last night on NXT, and where does the heel turn lead? I don't know. They literally won the tag titles last week, and now she turned heel on her. It's holy expedited storyline, Batman.
It's one of those I didn't see the need for them to win the tag titles. I did see the heel turn coming more than I did the tag title win. So let's just give the crowd a big pop with new tag champions and get them away from the heels, and then let's just shit on it 1 week later. It's like, no, if you're going to do that, just freaking do it.
I mean, that's still not even the fastest a tag team partner has turned on their other partner after they won the tag team titles. Ambrose turned on Rollins 2 minutes after winning the tag titles.
I remember that. Oh my God. We'll see where it goes. I still say that Roxanne Perez is destined to be the NXT Women's Champion. I still see that happening. But and here's the other thing. If they're gonna have Cora and Roxy feud, who's gonna contend against Mandy? Wendy Chu again? No. That's dumb. Cora, oh wait, they're on the same side. No.
Nikita Lyons.
Which would make JJ very happy. No doubt. But how long do you prolong the inevitable? Because the end game has to be Roxanne Perez becoming the new champion.
You figure Mandy has held that title since October of last year. She's got a long reign with that thing.
And has there ever been a bigger, should not have been a success story as a downgrade that said, piss on you, hold my beer, than Mandy Rose going down to NXT and just whooping that ass? Good on her, man.
Yeah, Mandy with Toxic Attraction has been probably Balor going down to NXT was a good move for him. But, it's hard to argue against Mandy.
Yeah, and Balor's didn't last long enough to really to make a difference.
Yeah.
Mandy, like you said, it's been close to a year. So, it's, again, good on her. People are not, I'll tell you what, they're not going to think of her and Sonya as, oh, those girls that came Tough Enough ever again. No. Neither one of them.
Nope. They're past that point. They need to start doing more with Sonya Deville, though.
Yeah,
she's just kind of muddled in there, and
Yeah, she's kind of there, and it's like either pull the trigger and get her out of the authority role, or reload the gun and keep going. One or the other. Just stop with this wishy-washy half-ass stuff.
Big G is saying, with SummerSlam coming up, what is your favorite moment and match, and what is the worst moment and match? Favorite moment and match are one and the same.
Yes, for you.
HBK returning in 2002 to face Triple H.
Yep. That's definitely the best match I've ever seen in SummerSlam, as far as on TV.
That was the best SummerSlam period. 2002 was stacked as shit.
It really was.
If you take out the segment with Finkel and Lillian Garcia and Trish,
oh my God,
you have a damn near perfect SummerSlam.
You really do. I cannot disagrry with that at all. My favorite SummerSlam match, because I went to so many. Thank God for Staples Center actually having that thing for a while. The favorite match that I saw on TV is the Shawn Michaels Triple H match. The favorite match I saw when it was here, God, I'll go with, you know what? Even though I wasn't in the building, I'll go ahead and classify it as 1A because I saw it on TV across the street. Bryan and Cena was amazing.
I guess I should say my favorite match that I saw live, Shawn and Razor in the last.
Yeah. Nothing beats Shawn and Razor the rematch at SummerSlam. As far as if you were there live, it's hard to touch that one.
Yeah.
Worst match and worst moment for me are one and the same, and that's John and Brock at 2014. Just horrible night.
Worst moment at SummerSlam. Del Rio cashing in.
Again, I was there for that one. Yay for me.
Del Rio existing at SummerSlam.
Yes. Actually, his entire SummerSlam existence, I think I was there for all of them.
Yeah, I was so annoyed with him beating Christian. I was like, Christian should have won the title from him in 2013.
Yeah, because you figure, and you know, another notch on that. One of the worst moments belt is definitely, the following year after Brock and John, because that ridiculous finish with the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, the tap out that
wasn't great.
That was so bad.
I'm trying to think of like the worst, like a really bad SummerSlam.
Well, you know what? Other than Randy Orton discovering the World Championship in the middle of the ring with those awful-ass peach tights of his, 2004 was not a good pay-per-view.
I mean, worst moment, the worst match might be, and I hate to say it, Alundra Blaze and
Bertha. Yeah. That could have been so much more than it was, and they just pigeonholed Ronda Singh into that ridiculous gimmick.
Yeah. And that match involved 3 women's champions.
Yeah. If you know, you know, and I'm sorry. If you don't know, don't look. It's Harvey. Just stop. Don't Google it. It's Harvey Whippleman.
Hi, guys from the UK. Oh, hi. Thank you for being here.
Damn, it's damn near 1 o'clock, so God bless you.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, honestly, when I was thinking of 04, they had that Diva dodgeball thing that, other than the coming out party, if you will, from Michelle McCool and how athletic she was, that was an awful segment. And yeah, Michael, you know, for every Michael's razor at SummerSlam 95, everybody goes, yeah, but then you have Diesel Mabel. So
Lex Luger's last WWE pay-per-view appearance.
Yeah. And he was on TV, I don't think, too much more after that.
Nope. Because he hopped right to Nitro shortly after.
It's still crazy to me that there was actually stuff canned. I mean, because they were canned shit so far in advance at that point. They had stuff taped for him into the beginning of October, and they went, edit.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't do anything if he jumps to the other company. Big G also says, how much longer do they wait for MJF to return?
God, I don't know at this point.
I think you push it past All Out. You know what I would do? Okay, here's my fantasy booking scenario. You leave MJF off TV for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
And have him be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. To be like, he jumped to WWE, and then have him show up on Dynamite on Wednesday.
Yep.
And just fuck with everybody.
I love it. I love every bit of it.
That's what I would do. If Vince had no control over it, if it was, I think Triple H would do it.
Oh, he would in a heartbeat.
Triple H would it would not be quite an invasion type thing, but I feel like that would be, it would get everybody talking. They'd be talking about WWE. They'd be talking about AEW. You have some buzz in pro wrestling again. Just capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Surprise moment. And MJF's entrance music in AEW is like royalty free. So it's not like, I don't think AEW produced that. So
no.
WWE is free to use that if they so choose.
Yeah, I always thought it sounded so much like EC3's theme. Trouble, 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 trouble. Like the actual music. So why not? I love that. And I've been, I remember you said that a few weeks ago. I am all about that just because it would do exactly what you said. It created that oh shit moment that the business itself totally needs. Because all the stuff about the business has been bad lately.
Triple H would be amazing running creative. It will probably happen one day if Stephanie's still in charge. Do you guys agree? I would hope so. Like, I am completely for Stephanie running the business operations and Triple H running creative. Give that to me yesterday.
Yeah, seriously. Again, people will disagree with what I'm about to say. I enjoyed the storyline presentation of the Helmsleys being in charge. I actually liked the authority stuff. I really did. And I think that if this committee or whatever would just go, you know what, you guys go ahead.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you're going to clean house, get rid of Vince.
Yep.
Get the fuck rid of Laurinaitis.
If he isn't already.
I hope he is. If
I'm
he's
pretty
not,
sure he is.
Get rid of Kevin Dunn.
Yep.
You might not like this one. Get rid of Bruce.
No, I'm okay with that. I like Bruce. I just don't like Bruce's creative because the creative on the main roster is shit. So.
And he's in charge of NXTs too.
Yeah, which is again, and if they were to allow NXT to be truly the developmental system, and they still had Triple H in charge of all three brands, then I'm okay with it. But having Bruce run NXT, if Triple H in charge of Raw and SmackDown, is completely counterproductive.
I don't like the fact that they want to make NXT developmental and they have a TV deal with it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to me.
Either put it on Peacock or don't air it at all.
Right.
Like, if you want to make people deep dive for NXT stuff, put it on Peacock.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Having the USA show and calling it developmental is counterproductive, in my opinion.
It is. It absolutely is.
All right. That's going to be our show because I got stuff to do, and you guys get a little bit of a break before you watch Dynamite.
God forbid, right?
We will be back next week. Before you go, Jack of All Trades is next week. Might be a little bit later than 5 o'clock Eastern. Don't have a set time for that yet.
Tag team, though.
Tag team edition.
Is that still on the thing here?
I don't know. check out the new show on the Know Your News YouTube channel called Unsportsmanlike, hosted. There it is. Might not be 5 o'clock Eastern, like I said before. Check out the Know Your News show, the brand new show that just dropped, Unsportsmanlike, with yours truly and Jarrett Bailey. We just dropped the first episode, and we're going live next Monday. So that's going to be really fun.
That's awesome.
So go join us over there. We talk about the worst and weirdest things that happen in sports. Not that we don't hear, but like we actually like go
right.
So go check that out. I'm just checking. Okay.
I'm trying to get all my stuff loaded in while you're talking, so please go ahead. Stretch it out. Go ahead.
Well, I was just checking. I got a thing. I was saying, oh, wait, did somebody donate? Because of that, I would have to delay for that.
Yeah.
But no, check that out. Check out Jack of All Trades next week, next Thursday. I plan on revealing the teams Monday. And yes, I am still looking for a team to participate because unfortunately the team I had in mind fell through. We lost communication. It happens.
It does.
But I do have, as of right now, 3 teams lined up. I'm looking for a 4th, and we'll see how that goes. Do you have all your stuff loaded in?
I do. I'm ready to go. So
right.
If you've been watching JJ's reviews this month, he's doing the Disney Renaissance. He's going to continue that Friday with Hercules. And I know it's not Greek letters, but, you try to find 15 in Greek and get it up there to actually post properly. Leave me the hell alone. Saturday, he's doing his new release Saturday with his review of the new Elvis movie. And then that night, the No DQ review is actually going to be on Saturday this week, coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, followed at 10 o'clock Eastern by Open Mic Night across the Meacham Casa Multiverse of Madness, if you will. And then Sunday, I will be at the happiest place on earth for Disneyland's 67th birthday. And there'll be a live stream starting at 4:30 local time, just as the ABC broadcast did all those Sundays ago. So,
all right, there you go. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We will see you next Wednesday right here, as always, on the Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.